This is the ceramic band Xiaomi released a while ago. It's the most expensive Mi Band currently, aside from the Pro version. It costs 349 yuan. And this is the cheapest Apple Watch currently sold by Apple. It can be bought for just 1,999 yuan. Hello, hi everyone. In today's episode of Cyber Battle Show, we'll compare the Apple Watch SE2 and the latest Xiaomi Band 9. I'll add a disclaimer here in the video. This video is purely for entertainment comparison. I know there's a huge price difference between these two products. If you think you know these two products well, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Without further ado, let's get started. The ceramic version of Xiaomi's band feels and handles really well. Its ceramic finish gives it a really premium look. Of course, if you look closely at the build quality, Apple's watch is definitely better. Even the cheapest SE model doesn't look cheap on your wrist, but the advantage of the band is its lighter weight, and it feels more natural to wear. With the same strap material, the band makes your wrists sweat less. So, how do you think these two look? If you prefer the watch, type 1 in the Danmaku. If you prefer the band, type 2. When lit, both products have a high screen-to-body ratio. Although Apple's screen is larger, the Xiaomi Band's brightness and sharpness are pretty good. But when it comes to touch operation, the Apple Watch is definitely better. What I like about Xiaomi is that at this price, you get an always-on display. If you want to experience Apple's always-on display, you'd have to spend at least another 1,000 yuan for the standard version. Another hardware part I notice is the vibration motor. Benefiting from the larger size of the watch, Apple's vibration is more refined. Xiaomi has upgraded to a linear motor, but I think the vibration still leaves something to be desired. In terms of battery life, the band is definitely ahead. Even if you don't do anything with the Apple Watch, it'll die within a day. With the band, even if you use it daily, it can last about a week. If you only use it for messages and time, the band can even last half a month. I've had this Apple Watch for half a year, and now, it's basically dead after a day. Lastly, the Xiaomi Band's NFC emulation, I believe, is why most people buy it. It supports access control cards, bus cards, etc., which is pretty convenient. Apple needs to catch up in this regard. After all, even their phone's NFC isn't that good. As for software, I'll mainly talk about the system. Xiaomi updated to HyperOS this time, and the band's fluency has finally improved a bit. But in terms of features, Apple is still far ahead in software. If you frequently need to use apps, I think the watch is more suitable for you. The number of apps on the band is far behind, and they're mostly stripped-down versions. However, the Xiaomi Band has plenty of watch faces that can compete with Apple. Another point is the band's better compatibility. No matter which phone you use, you can pair it with a Xiaomi Band. But Apple Watch is basically locked to iPhones. I know some tech bloggers who, just to use Apple Watch features, have a separate iPhone. That might be what they call ecosystem lock-in. Speaking of smart wearables, you can't ignore sports and health tracking. Among these, the feature I use most is step counting. It's quite accurate for tracking sleep and heart rate data, but Apple can monitor your environment, for example, detecting if you're exercising or if the surrounding noise is too loud. Apple's health app beats Mi Fitness. Let me ask, for you fitness enthusiasts watching, which do you prefer for workouts, watch or band? Finally, a summary and buying advice for reference: this Mi Band costs less than 1/6 the price, while delivering about 60% of the features. If you don't really use the apps on the watch and only track your workouts, I think the Mi Band is a great choice. But if you need to check apps without the phone, then only a watch can satisfy that need. However, that said, for Apple, if you want standard performance, at least get the regular digital version, not the SE I'm wearing. For Mi Band, if you want basic features, recent generations are about the same. Unless you want the white ceramic look, you don't necessarily need the top model. Now that we've covered that, which do you prefer, Mi Band or Apple Watch? Share your smart band, watch experience in comments. Share this video with friends who want a band or watch. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll compare the cheapest iPhone and Xiaomi. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.